So somebody's asked me to make a video. They said, can you make videos on best practices to avoid bans on eBay and Amazon? Like what to avoid, common mistakes that newbies like myself make. So I'm going to break down some of the key mistakes. For some people watching this is going to be like the most basic stuff ever. But for people that have started recently, I think this video will be a good, tool to help you on your journey. So I have this document here. If anybody wants it, you can ping me on Discord and I'll send it over. But yeah, these are going to be the top 5 mistakes that kill the Amazon to eBay business. So we'll kind of look at first the eBay side of things and then we'll go into Amazon in a few minutes. So the first thing, bad customer service. This is bigger than people think. eBay doesn't just look at metrics on a dashboard. They look at buyer experience patterns. Slow replies, defensive messages, delayed refunds, or ignoring buyers all send the same signal: risk. You should treat every buyer like they're your only customer, or I guess only customer is fine. So respond to messages quickly and calm. What does this mean? Does this mean that if you get a message, this very second, should you respond, or do you need to respond? No. What I really mean by this is respond within 24 hours and you're good to go, right? If you leave a message there for 1 week or 2 weeks or even more than a day, then you're going to create risk. eBay are going to give you less sales. Proactively explaining delays before the buyer complains. So get to the buyer before they get to you. And this applies for item not received cases as well. If you know the item is going to take a few extra days to arrive, get to the buyer first. Because if you don't, the buyer will get to you. And they're more inclined to get to you because they paid money towards you, right? So when somebody buys an item, if they don't get what they want, 99.9% of the time, they're going to open up a case, right? So get to them before they get to you. I think this is a super important one. And then refunding without arguments when something goes wrong. Don't take this like, as a full, 100% kind of concept. Sometimes you don't need to refund if something does go wrong. But what I would say, if you have an item that's like £3, £4, £5 and the buyer's claiming it didn't arrive, just refund them. Even if you think that they're scamming, you can get a refund on Amazon. And even if you don't, it's a few pounds, right? Different story if it's like a £100 or £50 item. Use TrackerBot, fight the case, do whatever you need to do if you think they're scamming, right? So even if you win a case, eBay still logs the interaction. So I think customer service agents can see this, by the way, every time you call them or you go into a live chat. Too many negative experiences, even without formal cases, reduce trust on the account. Good customer service isn't optional. It's how eBay decides whether to push or suppress your listings. One of the key things you'll get from having good customer service is top rated seller, which will get you more sales, less fees as well. So everybody should work towards that. Okay, it's kind of messed up. Let's see if I can fix it. Okay, second thing, cancelling orders the wrong way. This is the number one thing I see that stops people from making money and progressing on their account. This is the most common reason why people fail the business, right? See if I can put a little star next to it. So people cancel orders and they get defects. So this is one of the fastest ways to run a store. When an item is out of stock, never use the out of stock option. So I just made a video on this, on how to deal with an out of stock. I don't know why I did an arrow, but it's on my channel. You can find it, right? So when you do out of stock, this creates a defect. Too many defects push your account below standard. This is key. Tanks visibility and puts you at risk of a permanent ban or suspension. So below standard, for anyone who doesn't know, you have 3 stages on your eBay account, or 3 seller levels: below standard, above standard, top rated seller. Below standard is like, if I had to take a guess, maybe 15% or 20% visibility. You're getting more fees in every single order as well. And then on top of that, if you're below standard for I think 6 months or for a long period of time, they'll permanently suspend you. So you don't want to become below standard. It is literally the worst thing. And because there's only evaluations once a month on the 20th of every month, then it can take time as well. If you become below standard on the 22nd of whatever month you're in, it's going to take until the next month just to be above standard. So trying to avoid it is super easy to avoid once you know how to avoid it. The correct process of dealing with an out of stock, message to the buyer, explain the issue, offer a full refund, wait for the buyer to agree. Again, this is key. Wait for the buyer to agree. Can't just message and go, hey, the item's been damaged. I have no alternatives. I'm going to offer you a refund, and then refund them, right? Because if you do that, it's going to get marked in as a defect as well. So cancel using the buyer requested cancellation, but the buyer must respond. So I've seen a lot of people do buyer cancelled and think, okay, well, I'm not going to get any defects for this. And then the next day they go into their eBay account and they have like a 40% defect rate or a 10% defect rate. Anything above 2% in your below standard. So the next part, speed does not matter here, survival does. And I think this bit is key as well. In business in general, it's better to survive than hit hard. So try and survive, stay above standard, and you'll be good to go. And then number 3, the third mistake, is not listing every day. This model lives and dies by volume. You need around 10k listings to make 1 to 3,000 a month consistently. 1,000 listings will not carry the business. 2 to 3 listings will be random and unstable. You'll still get sales at these kind of 2 check marks. But yeah, 10k listings is what you should aim for. If you don't list every day, growth stalls. If you miss a day, you double the listings the next day to compensate. And this is another key thing. This is something that I do in all my accounts, because what I notice is when you double your listings the next day to make up for the day after that, your sales increase again. eBay rewards activity. Kind of think about it like, why would eBay reward someone that's not active on their platform, right? Somebody who's on every day, messaging, listing items, they're going to reward you. Consistency matters more than good products. Listing daily signals reliability to the algorithm and keeps momentum alive. I think momentum is a key thing. It's another thing that I see. I see a lot of people who start, list a bunch of items, get a bunch of sales, and then the momentum dies out, right? If you're experiencing that, the simplest fix is just drop your markup, right? So if you start with 60%, you do, let's say 1,000 listings, you're in 10 sales a day, and then let's say you go from 1,000 listings to 3,000 listings, and you've been increasing your markup, just drop everything back to 60% and you'll get sales again. People who stop listing always say the same thing. Sales randomly dropped. They didn't drop, activity did. So yeah, your sales don't really drop. There's a consistent amount of buyers every day coming onto the platform. So it's really the eBay algorithm that's stopping your sales. And why are they stopping it? Because you're not being consistent, right? You're not being an active seller. Obviously, once you're at 10k listings, you might not have any more, I guess, room to list any more items. You might not want to upgrade your subscription. It's fine. You can just run 10k listings and you'll still get sales. But at 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, even 7,000, in my opinion, you should be listing every day. And then number 4, probably the second most common mistake I see after the defects mistake, is using public IP address or letting others log in. Public IPs are heavily associated with fraud, so unusual login patterns can get you suspended. You should only log in from your home Wi-Fi. Never use public Wi-Fi. Never let friends, families, or VAs log in. Just use AnyDesk. And then, yeah, never share credentials. So regarding AnyDesk, it's a free tool. So in my opinion, everybody should have it. TeamViewer, RustDesk, all these things work. So yeah, if you, especially for VAs, like you're probably not gonna have any friends or family log in unless they're running the business with you. But VAs, yeah, use AnyDesk, and yeah, it might not be like as fast as using whatever device you're using, your MacBook or mini PC, but it does the job. And eBay can see you're using AnyDesk, by the way, they just don't care. Even if the IP looks similar, eBay can flag accounts for suspicious access or assumed compromise. From eBay's perspective, it doesn't matter why it happened, and this is something that actually happened to me. I had my account hacked, I think in 2024. This was a personal eBay UK account. We used to use personal accounts back then because it was really good to dropship on. And somebody logged in, I think from the Philippines, and I got a permanent suspension. So yeah, there's nothing I could do. I phoned up all the eBay agents. I tried it all the, I guess, different times that people recommend. Every single one said no, and really it's because they don't want to risk it. So yeah, don't use other IPs. I guess make sure you have a strong password as well, but I wouldn't say that's a mistake. Like, just don't use other IP addresses and you're good. One account, one owner, one location. Perfect. If you really need to use your eBay account when you're not at home, use mobile data. So just hotspot tether from your phone and you'll be good. And then the fifth one, not increasing your knowledge as you scale. I would say as a beginner, you don't really need to worry about this one since you're just bulk listing. But as soon as your account is at 10,000 listings, you need to increase your knowledge. Most people increase their knowledge as they go. So yeah, this is probably one of the more deeper mistakes that people make. And the majority of people who fail this business model, from what I've seen, are the people that are not joining the group calls, are not reading like whatever documents or watching any videos, right? They're simply just going onto their device, bulk listing, and then that's it. And this is kind of how you make the mistakes. I mean, if you don't watch this video and you're a beginner, you might make the defect mistake or the public IP mistake, right? So increasing your knowledge is super, super key. This isn't a one-time setup. It can be a one-time setup if you want it to be that. Like if you just want it to be a side hustle and make like 1,000 a month, then it can be that, right? But the problem is most of these mistakes are made like within the first 30 to 45, even 60 days sometimes. So yeah, increasing your knowledge, understanding what gets your account suspended is super key in my opinion. And it's a business as well. The people who are last are the ones who actively learn from other people's mistakes, not just their own. So really the most successful people in this are the people that have just spent the most time doing this one thing. So yeah, essentially increase your knowledge, join group calls, do whatever you need to do, ask your questions as well, and that way you will grow. Um, I've never seen anyone get to 10k per month or even 25k or 5k per month from not joining any group calls or anything, right? So yeah, I would say number five is like probably the deepest one here. So I think those are the top five reasons for, I guess, suspensions on eBay. I'm trying to think of any more. I don't think there's really many more that can really cause suspension. I guess like creating more accounts and they get linked to your main account, but I wouldn't say that's a common problem. And then the second part of his question is avoiding bans on Amazon. So general rules, just do 5 orders a day, 5 accounts per device, same name, same card. If you need more Amazon accounts, get another device or use like multi-login. Um, uh, Ideally, in my opinion, 10k listings you should be able to get away with 5 accounts. 25k listings on the US or the UK, you might need 7 or 10. But I think I would rather have 5 accounts to do 7 orders a day than having like 7 or 8 accounts on one device, right? But bans on Amazon is a little bit, I guess, less serious than eBay. I think you can use public Wi-Fi and stuff, but I wouldn't recommend it anyway. So yeah, I mean, create the Amazon account, send an order to yourself, wait for it to be delivered, make sure your billing address matches with your card, and then you should be good to go. And I would say if your order gets cancelled, just submit your ID. Once your ID is approved, like that account's probably never going to get suspended unless you do like 25, 100 orders a day. So the Amazon side's relatively simple. Um, but yeah, the eBay side can be a little bit more technical, right? So yeah, those are really the top five reasons on, I guess, top five mistakes. Yeah, I'd say one more thing with doing Amazon to eBay drop shipping is tracking numbers as well. So it's not in this document, but just use TrackerBot. It's relatively cheap, number one, $29 a month, and it has a free trial as well. So I would run tracking or do TrackerBot on all your orders, and that way it's actually going to prevent people opening up like item not received cases as well, right? So before I used TrackerBot, I used to get like a ton of INRs on every account, and I'd have like a high percentage. So having a high percentage is fine, but having a very high percentage means that they add like extended delivery times to all your listings and stuff, right? So I started using TrackerBot, and yeah, it just brings everything down, calms everything down. So yeah, I would use it. It basically does like a VA's job, or even your own job of just messaging the customers with the feedback messages. So yeah, I guess it's like another tip to avoid making the INR mistakes. So yeah, use Charkbot ASAP.